Welcome to Fiber Hustle. My name is Aaron, and this is a Side Hustle Knitted Edition. Today we're going to go take a look at Serial Knitters Yarn Shop in Kirkland, Washington, and find out more about what their deal is. Let's go. We made it to Serial Knitters, and we're going to go inside, but there's actually a sign out front that says, "Welcome Fiber Hustle." What? This was the very first local yarn store I ever walked into, and I only knew, when I started, I only knew big box stores. So I passed this one day, and I walked in, I was like so overwhelmed, and I was looking at things. Whoever was working here at the time was super nice and everything. I was probably here for like 3 minutes, and I was like, it's too overwhelming. There's too many colors. I
won't spend money.
Yeah, I was used to the not indie dyed yarns and stuff like that. So that kind of overwhelmed me. I left, and then I came back probably like 6 months later. I was like, I'm gonna dabble a little bit in something. I found Malabrigo, which I think is the price point that I was like, just to dip your toe in.
Malabrigo is a really good entry-level hand dye. Well, I mean, they actually just really suck you in because the price point on Malabrigo is amazing, and their colorways are beautiful.
Yes.
They're really beautiful, and they really do have quality yarns at a really, really good price. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's a good. Whenever I know somebody's not really worked with hand dyes before, I usually take them over to the Malabrigo and say,
try this.
Or I'll show them, some of the other ones, and they're $27, $28, $30, whatever dollars for a skein. And a lot of people go, ooh, because it is not. It's an investment. I mean, it's not like going from a craft store yarn to spending that. And a lot of people have a hard time with it. They don't really see the value in it yet. But if you kind of step them in, and thank you, Malabrigo, so much. I so appreciate that they do what they do because they really hook people.
It's true. Because
really
that's where I started.
And then you start playing with those hand-dyed yarns, and you just start going, I just can't go backwards. Mm-hmm. Yes, we found that we need to be responsive to our customer needs because a project comes up on Ravelry and people want to do it now. They don't want to do it 2 months from now. They don't want to wait. They don't want to put in a special order and wait for as long as it takes to get it. A lot of our hand dyers that we work with take a long time to turn it around. So,
which makes sense, though. I mean,
yeah, right. So we can dye our own. We can dye it really fast. If we need something.
So this is your own base, DyeHouse Yarns, by Serial Knitters. Some of you, or most of you, who watch our show know it at home because I made the Tracy Shaw out of OAC, which was one-of-a-kind yarn, and Snorkel Ted, and I loved working with it. And you also mentioned earlier, before the camera was rolling, that you also got on this because you didn't have a lot of pinks, and you wanted more pink colors. Right.
So a couple years down the road, we had the need for a lot of pink yarn. I wonder why. But anyways, yes, we had a need for a lot of pink yarn.
Yes.
And
hats.
we got on that boat way early in the process, and we ordered up a lot of pink, but I have never seen so many people in my store at one time ever as when that whole thing was going on. And we couldn't even keep up with the pink, so we had to dye our own. And
so you come up with themes.
Yeah, we do like to come up with themes sometimes, and we have been doing a lot of things with cat themes. Because I don't know if you guys are familiar with Serial Yarns.
Yes, well, I am, obviously.
She is one of my favorite dyers that we carry, and she's an amazing person. I adore her. But anyways, she has a cat whose name is Gomez, and he's a black cat. And I have a cat whose name is Ted, who is also a black cat. So we've done some Ted versus Gomez colorways.
I've seen the emails.
We did something over the holidays where we had just a whole theme of, she dyed a colorway based on a photo with our cats, and I dyed one, and we had sort of a smackdown of colorways, which was super fun. It's fun to collaborate with other dyers, especially our local dyers here are amazing. We have such a rich fiber community here. It's great. But anyways, okay, so that's our single ply. That was one of the first bases that we really decided was going to have a permanent home. Actually, I dye, and Kristen also is a dyer. So we started dyeing at her house. And got kicked out into the garage.
Nice. And who knits your samples? Because these are gorgeous.
Well, this is actually one of Kristen's designs.
Okay.
And this was using a shift kit. We don't have a whole lot of those right now, but these are some of the shift kits that we do. And we actually dye those together in a pot. So it's all dyed at one time, so the colors sort of shift over.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
That would explain how I do it, but then I'd have to kill you and destroy all the evidence. So this is our Cherry Creek sock, and it's got a little nylon in it, 20% nylon.
Yeah.
Superwash merino, but it's great for socks. It's great for shawls. We love the way it takes the color, and it's a fun base. This is the latest addition to our bases. We found a really nice DK. It's got a great hand. And it's so soft once you knit it up. It's just really lovely. I think that was what I gave you guys.
Yes, we had a giveaway for the Iron Throne.
Iron Throne.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you very much for that.
Very timely.
It was.
It was kind of crazy that I had just dyed that color, and you walked in and you said you were going to do a giveaway.
Oh, I was going to keep it, but then I was like, oh, I told her I was going to do a giveaway.
There is more.
So there is always more.
There is more of that colorway.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's also already just become a best-selling colorway, too. So.
Nice.
And then this base here is our worsted weight base. It's very similar to Rios. Malabrigo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I use actually a lot, so.
And then this one here, we've experimented a little bit with doing a silk mohair with. All of our local dyers are really hot spots. So, Cedar House is incredible. This gal is in Bellingham, and we've been carrying her yarns 3-4 years now, I think. She does some of the best solids around.
I haven't worked with it yet.
Her bases are really beautiful. She's got a merino nylon sock base. She's got mini skeins for all of those, which is really great. So
yeah,
good yardage on her mini skeins too if you want to do color work.
And
then this one is a luxury. It's like, it's got a little bit of cashmere in it. And it's like, cashmere. Her DK.
Oh, these are nice too. Oh, this Bigfoot is.
Well, and I do a lot of pop-ups.
Crazy. Yes.
So I actually really would like to have a pop-up every single weekend.
I don't know what a pop-up is.
A pop-up is kind of like where you have And, well, in our case, the pop-up would be like an indie dyer comes for the day, and they just set up shop at our front table for 5 hours or so, and you get to just buy their yarn.
Yeah, that's one of give me one of my questions, because you have a lot of pop-up shops.
Yes.
Are people always reaching out to you, or are you reaching out to them to try to get them in?
It's a combination. If we hear of a new dyer that hasn't reached out to us, and we hear that they're amazing and we need to see them, we will reach out to them. Or a lot of times they'll contact us. Hula Hut, who just changed her name to Buxom Cat.
That's different. Buxom Cat?
Buxom.
Like a buxom.
Like a buxom cat. Yeah, not me. But anyways, yes, we've had her in a few times. She does some great speckles. Oh, her speckles are good. When I learned how to dye in the first place, the first time I took a class at TNNA. I don't know if you guys are familiar with TNNA. It's the trade show for yarn.
Oh, now, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and they do education for yarn shop owners, yarn shop professionals, whatever the case is. So I took a class on dyeing, and we did painted skeins. So we laid the skeins down on some sheet of plastic, and we took bottles and just kind of squirted it on. And I have
a whole skein? I have no idea.
So I mean, okay. So let's just take a little skein of schmutzy here. She's got her rotten eggs. Ooh, and it's a sparkly one.
It is very sparkly.
Yes. So when you dye yarn, basically you have to prep the yarn. You have to wash it. They had it washed for us. You have to soak it in an acid base, because these are acid dyes that we use. So acid meaning either a citric acid in water solution or vinegar in water solution. And that helps the dye adhere to the yarn.
Okay.
So they had wet skeins for us, basically, because you have them damp when you're dyeing. So they had wet skeins for us, and then they gave us bottles of dye, and we just squirted them on where we wanted the dye to go. Like this is not necessarily a painted skein. I know that schmutzy dye is for yarns in a pot, but we did it where we squirted it on, and then you wrap it in the cellophane, and then you roll it up, and then they put it in a steam bath, basically, to cook it. So that was the first time that I dyed, is we did it that way. And then a couple years afterwards, Kristen and I decided that we wanted to learn a little more. So there was a class at Fiber Fusion that we took, and it was an all-day workshop. And gosh, I wish I could remember the teacher. She was really amazing. We did several different types of dyeing, and she showed people how to dye in cakes, where it's it's wound up in a cake, and then you actually squirt dye into the cake, and then you cook the cake. And then we did the hand paint, where we laid it on the table. And it takes a lot of time to learn how to do, something like this. So, Earl Grey. So beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
This isn't something that you get the first time you dye.
Because there's like 4 different colors in there, but they're all separated, and
right. And I mean, my
mind can't figure out how to.
I mean, look at how beautiful her speckles are on there and everything. It's so well thought out. It's really a color that she took a lot of time to figure out.
Nice. Gorgeous.
And that's like with ours, that's why you see some of the ooks. Those are experiments. Or a lot of times with me, I don't like to waste my dye. So if I have leftover dye from a colorway, I'll set it aside, and at the end of my dye session, I'll take my last skeins and I'll just throw all the dyes together just to use them up. And I get some of the most amazing colors sometimes.
It's like Easter eggs at the very end.
You know, but
mix
people,
all your colors.
It cracks me up every time somebody says, I need more of that ook. And it's like, no.
How long has the store been here?
We're going to have our 9th anniversary, holy cow, in August. Yeah.
And before you had the store, what is your store story? Did you just wake up one day and say, I do not care for my job, I'm just going to open a store?
No. I actually, so my background is in art. I was a graphic artist, and I've always been crafty and like to do artistic things. But I've also got a background in customer service.
Okay.
And so my husband and I moved here 20-some years ago. I decided I didn't really need to work full-time. But I like to do something. So I got a job over at Ben Franklin in Redmond.
Been there?
Yeah, well, you know, it's a craft store, but and I was doing a lot of the graphic design for them at the time.
Okay.
And just playing around with knitting. I like to knit. You get off the plane when you get here, and the first thing you want to do is get a cup of coffee and get some yarn. It's just,
especially in the winter.
Yeah.
When it's gray and miserable.
So I was working at Ben Franklin, and I just kept thinking, you know, why don't we have a place to sit and knit? Why do we not have something a little bit better set up for helping customers? You know, sitting and helping them with their problems or whatever, and picking up stitches, or it just wasn't really conducive to what I felt like a yarn shop atmosphere was in the yarn department. Mm-hmm. So I ended up going to work up at Main Street Yarn.
I don't think I've been there.
Main Street Yarn is not there anymore, but they were up in Mill Creek. And I worked at Main Street Yarn, and when I worked there, I learned a lot too, and I learned different things, you know, because when you work in a craft store, it's the same customer that walks in, but when they walk in, they have a different mindset than when they walk into a yarn shop.
Yeah.
I don't know, I was just kind of collecting information, I guess, and just kind of having it in my mind that someday I want to have a yarn shop. And the opportunity just presented itself at one point where the gal that owned Main Street asked if I wanted to buy the shop, and I thought really hard about it, and I thought, I live in Redmond, I have a child, it's really far, and I just thought, well, I don't know that that's the best shop for me to buy anyway, because it was so far out there. So I had a gal that was a business consultant, and she said, hey, why don't we look for a space around here and you just open your own? And that's how it came about.
Do you offer classes, or do you have knitting nights? I'm asking the question, do you have knit nights? But I've actually been to a Friday knit night before. Mm-hmm. So I know those exist. Are there any besides Friday?
We do the Friday night knit nights. It's a free knit night, 6 to 9 on Fridays. And then we have many, many, many knit circles. So knit circles are a class. It's $15 for a 2-hour session. You share the teacher with whoever else shows up. Okay. And ask as many questions as you want. And our teachers are really great. We have them all the time. I have at least 1, if not 2 or 3 knit circles a day.
Wow, that's a lot.
So lots of days and times to get help.
Because this place is always busy. Whenever I come in here, we're here before the store actually opens today, but whenever I come in here, there's people, like, I think you always have 3 or 4 employees, usually just walking around helping people, because there's usually so many people in here.
We have a minimum of 2 employees on the floor at all times, for many reasons, but on busy days we will have 3 or 4, like on a Saturday. Because it's our goal that everybody is successful with their project. I mean, we want people to learn, we want people to grow, we want people to be happy about knitting. We don't want them to make a sweater that doesn't fit. We don't want them to...
That's what's happening to me right now.
Well, okay.
But that is because
swatching is important.
Yeah, I kind of did that, but I think I was telling Chip on the last podcast, I think my yarn is shrinking. Because it was really tight in this area.
Oh, yeah.
So watch out for certain yarns out there, because they will shrink around the belly line.
Especially around the holidays.
Sue has helped me put many colors together. So she's my favorite color expert here at the store. She has picked out many things for me to... She goes, here's the colors. Yeah. She's awesome. So everybody here is just awesome.
Oh.
If you were to host your own talk show, who would be your first guest and who would be your musical act?
I would love to have Mick Jagger. But, he just had surgery, so...
Well, you can do the interview hospital in bed.
Yeah, well, or Dave Matthews.
Yeah, is he the musical?
How about Dave Matthews? I
love
the guest. Dave. He could be both, but...
No, you get 2.
Okay, all right. So I think maybe Mick is the guest, and then Dave Matthews for the music.
All right.
And what is Mick wearing?
Whatever he wants.
Can you do your best Mick Jagger impression?
No. But you could.
All you gotta do is point fingers, get out there and do the rooster. Yeah. If you could knit with only one fiber for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Cashmere.
Everything. That's actually a very good answer.
Come on.
And it's so fancy. What do you binge watch when you're knitting? First of all,
Game of Thrones.
I was gonna say, how do you even find time to knit when you have a yarn store? Is it hard?
No, so it's really hard, yeah. So you can't knit at work because you're way too busy. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I end up spending a lot more time back in my office than out here, which makes me sad because I love being out on the floor. I love meeting customers. So when I go home, usually I'm really kind of tired. I sit on my couch and I pull out my knitting and I either watch Rachel Maddow and fall asleep, or I binge watch something like Game of Thrones. I really just love the OA. Have you guys watched
We watched
the
the first season. We have not watched season 2 yet.
Season 2 is better than season 1 and really intense. It just like I want more now.
We're behind on all second seasons of everything.
Well,
that and then the Under His Eye, Handmaid's Tale.
Oh yeah.
And it just we've.
And I don't know when the next season of Handmaid's Tale is coming out, but I can't wait for that too. So you guys seem to watch the same kind of shows.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
How exciting.
Yeah.
So. Who is one of your favorite designers? Knit designers.
Oh gosh, there's so many good designers out there. I have to say that we have some local designers that are awesome. So, I don't know if you can see that shawl up there, and maybe that's not draped the best way, but Jo Cottle is a local designer, and she's doing brioche stuff now. She's also that cowl that's up there. She designed.
Mm-hmm. And it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Seahawks.
Yeah. She does some beautiful things. And then Andre Badeau. She's one of our local designers too. She does some gorgeous stuff that's just a little bit out of the box, and just she did a shawl called DyeHouse that has knitted embroidery in it.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that beautiful? And such a different technique, too.
It is, because it's like a little bit puffy here, and there's a bunch of really nice.
And this is, like, a lot of people think that this is sewn in embroidery. It's not. It's knitted in as you go.
Really?
That was my question.
Yeah.
So these are not beginner level. Well, they could be if for the person it's extreme, I mean,
we can help you do anything, but
nice. It's gorgeous.
But yeah. And I have to say I like Amba's stuff too. It's kind of nice and easy to... It's usually interesting enough that you can knit it without getting bored, but not so intricate that, you know, you can't knit it when you're tired.
What pattern can you do over and over? Or what's your go-to pattern?
You know, a lot of times I'll do just really simple seed stitch to showcase yarns, which is a little simple seed stitch cowl.
Do you think seed stitch shows off
I think it
a
shows,
yarn more than like a stockinette or a garter?
Yeah, I think it shows the color really well. It shows any texture really well. It stretches the yarn about as far as you can stretch it. And it's just easy to do and quick.
All right, I know you are participating in this year's LYS.
That's right.
So let's talk about that. What are you guys doing, or what's happening? Give us the dates.
The Puget Sound LYS is an annual shop hop. This year we have 24 shops that are involved.
That's a lot.
Yep. And it goes May 15th through the 19th, with some very scheduled days and times, hours, whatever. But at the shop hop, you will go from shop to shop to shop, or as many as you want. They will be doing free pin giveaways, which I cannot show you our pins, but I can tell you they are fantastic. We have a knitter pin, we have a crocheter pin, and we have an enabler. Yes, but it is all top secret. If you find them, I have to kill you.
Do you have life insurance?
Yes, and is it in your name? Okay, and then, so every shop will be giving away a pin. And free patterns, so a knit pattern and a crochet pattern. I think almost everybody has both.
Okay.
And you don't have to buy anything to get those patterns. You just walk in and say, shop hop thing, and just go get your patterns. And this is the passport that you get, and what you do with that. And let me make sure I can get it open to the page. Every shop you go to will stamp your passport for you. After you've hit, I believe it's 8 shops, you're eligible for bigger prizes. You can turn in your little passport thingy here, and you'll be eligible for cash prizes. So, which means it's a gift certificate from store of your choosing.
Okay.
It could be Serial Knitters.
It should be Serial Knitters.
Should be Serial Knitters. And then, the 18 and the, or whatever. What is it, 16? I can't count this year. Okay, so it's 8, 16, and 24 shops. You can turn in your passport at any time to be eligible for those prizes once you hit the 8.
Okay.
Okay. So free patterns, and then they'll have whatever the pattern is that they have the yarn discounted.
Oh, wow.
So 10% discount on those yarns.
Is this brought on by a chamber, or is it?
It is actually an association. So we get together once a month-ish or so. All of the yarn shop owners that are listed in this book, we get together and we plan this thing together.
Really? Does everybody get along pretty well? Or are there Twitter wars or anything?
No, everybody gets along really well, and we figure it's a collaboration, really. You know, we're benefiting all of us by working together. We've got our little zipper pouches this year.
Who designs this stuff?
Actually, Claire from Tolt is our graphic designer.
Wow. Super cute.
So it's super cute. Yeah. I mean, we all vote on it and decide, you know, what do we want for our logo. But this is our logo moving forward.
Okay.
So I think we've decided to have it our permanent logo. So, yep, that's our little zipper pouch that we have. And we also have a little tote bag this year. And those, a lot of the yarn shops are selling these, us included.
Cute.
We are running really, really low. But, yep, $12 for either one.
I love this color.
And then on the back, when you collect your buttons, there's a little place to put all your buttons.
Nice.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah. During the shop hop, we're going to have pop-up shops every day.
And this can be also available on the website.
These are all local dyers that are going to be having a little pop-up shop here.
Okay.
So
great.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I have the week off before, and I wonder if I should take the week off after.
See if you can switch. And you can stop by each shop every day if you want. There's a daily drawing that you get put into at each shop.
Okay. Nice. Sounds like
we're opening and their customers
There's people
are
coming on in.
The Sunday morning group can be kind of wacky.
It's good. It's fun.
I'm gonna go look for pins.
Yeah, go find those pens. All right, thank you so much, Debbie.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.